Delilah, I really appreciate that you are reading for Liza. Thank you for volunteering.
Yeah, this teacher's punctual. 901, she already started her class.
It is short, you're right. Okay, Isis, let me know when you're ready. So everyone should be in Act 4. I will be reading for Higgins, Delilah will be reading for Liza, and Isis will be reading for Pickering. Isis, just let us know when you are ready. Awesome. So for those of you just walking in, Kazi, can I give you the task of making sure to put the link in as new people enter, please? Awesome, thank you. So everyone should be clicked into Act 4. Right now I see that we've got less than 20 people in there. So please make sure you're in there. It's a very short act. We should have plenty of time to finish it. So, Act 4. So remember, the way that we ended Act 3, let me just go back in my text, make sure I don't say the wrong thing. So we finished up Act 3 with the conversation between Mrs. Higgins, Pickering, and Higgins. So Act 4 starts. The Wimple Street Laboratory, midnight. Nobody in the room. The clock on the mantelpiece strikes 12. The fire is not alit. It is a summer night. Presently, Higgins and Pickering are heard on the stairs. I say, Pick, lock up, will you? I shan't be going out again.
Right. Can Mrs. Pierce go to bed? We don't want anything more, do we?
Lord, no. Eliza opens the door and is seen on the lighted landing in an opera cloak, brilliant evening dress, and diamonds with fan, flowers, and all accessories. She comes to the hearth and switches on the electric lights there. She is tired. Her pallor contrasts strongly with her dark eyes and her hair, and her expression is almost tragic. She takes off her cloak, puts her fan and flowers on the piano, and sits down on the bench, brooding and silent. Higgins is in evening dress with overcoat and hat, comes in carrying a smoking jacket, which he has picked up downstairs. He takes off the hat and overcoat, throws them carelessly on the newspaper stand, disposes of his coat in the same way, puts on the smoking jacket, and throws himself warily into the easy chair at the hearth. Pickering, similarly attired, comes in. He also takes off his hat and overcoat and is about to throw them on Higgins when he hesitates.
I say, Mrs. Pierce will row if we leave these things lying about in the drawing room.
Oh, chuck them over the banisters into the hall. She'll find them there in the morning and put them away all right. She'll think we were drunk.
We are slightly. Are there any letters?
I didn't look. Pickering takes the overcoats and hats and goes downstairs. Higgins begins half singing, half yawning, an air from La Fancicula del Golden West. Suddenly, he stops and exclaims, I wonder where the devil my slippers are. Eliza looks at him darkly and then leaves the room. Higgins yawns again, resumes his song. Pickering returns with the contents of the letterbox in his hand.
Only circulars. And this corneted billet dogs for you.
So he throws the circulars into the fender and posts himself on the hearthrug with his back to the grate. Higgins, who's glancing at the billet doux, money lender, and throws the letter after the circulars. Liza returns with a pair of large, down-at-heel slippers. She places them on the carpet before Higgins and sits down as before without a word. Yawning again. Oh, Lord, what an evening, what a crew, what a silly tomfoolery. He raises his shoes to unlace it and catches sight of the slippers and stops unlacing and looks at them as if they appeared on their own accord. Oh, They're there, aren't they?
Well, I feel a bit tired. It's been a long day. The garden party, a dinner party, and opera? Rather too much of a good thing. But you won your bet, Higgins. Eliza did the trick, and something to spare, eh?
Thank God it's over. Eliza flinches violently, but they take no notice of her, and she recovers herself and sits stonily as before.
Were you nervous at the garden party? I was. Eliza didn't seem a bit nervous.
Oh, she wasn't nervous. She knew she'd be all right. No, it's the strain of putting the job through all these months that is told on me. It was interesting enough at first while we were at the phonetics, but after I got all deadly sick of it, if I hadn't backed myself into it, I should have chucked the whole thing up 2 months ago. It was a silly notion. The whole thing had been a bore.
Oh, um, the party
Isis, you're cutting out a little bit. Can you say that again?
was exciting. My heart. Oh, come. The garden party was frightfully exciting. My heart began beating like anything.
Yes, for the first 3 minutes. But when I saw we were going to win hands down, I felt like a bear in a cage, hanging about, doing nothing. The dinner was worse. Sitting gorging there for over an hour with nobody but a damned fool of a fashionable woman to talk to. I tell you, Pickering, never again for me. No more artificial duchesses. The whole thing has been a simple purgatory.
You've never been broken properly to the social routine. I'd rather have. It was a good success. And immense success. I was quite frightened once or twice because Eliza's doing it so well. You see, lots of real people can't. Oops, scrolling down. Okay. Do it all. They're such fools that they think style comes by nature to people in their position. And so they never learn. There's always something professional about doing a thing superlatively well.
Yes, that's what drives me mad. The silly people don't know their own silly business. However, it's over and done with, and now I can go to bed at last, without dreading tomorrow. Eliza's beauty becomes murderous.
I think I shall turn into. Still, it's been a great occasion. I triumph for you. Good night.
Good night. Put the lights out, Eliza, and tell Mrs. Pierce not to make coffee for me in the morning. I'll take tea. Eliza tries to control herself and feel indifferent as she rises and walks across to the hearth to switch off the lights. By the time she gets there, she is on the point of screaming. She sits down in Higgins's chair and holds on hard to the arms. Finally, she gives way and flings herself furiously at the floor, raging. What the devil have I done with my slippers?
There are your slippers, and there, take your slippers. And may you have a day's luck with them.
What on earth? What's the matter? Get up. Anything wrong?
Nothing wrong with you. I've won your bet for you, haven't I? That's enough for you. I don't matter, I suppose.
You won my bet. You, presumptuous insect, I won it. What did you throw those slippers at me for?
Because I wanted to smash your face. I'd kill you, you selfish brute. Why didn't you leave me where you picked me out of in the gutter? You thank God it's all over. And thank God it's all over. And now you can throw me back again, do you?
The creature is nervous after all. So you're supposed to just give a suffocated scream of fury. Ah, would you? Claws in you, cat. How dare you show your temper at me? Sit down and be quiet.
What's to become of me? What's to become of me?
How the devil do I know what's to become of you? What does it matter what becomes of you?
You don't care. I know you don't care. You wouldn't care if I was dead. I'm nothing to you. Not so much as them slippers.
Those slippers?
Those slippers, I didn't think it made any difference now.
A pause. Eliza's hopeless and crushed. Higgins is a little uneasy. Why have you begun going on like this? May I ask whether you complain of your treatment here?
No,
Has anybody behaved badly to you? Colonel
No.
Pickering, Mrs. Pierce, any of the servants?
no,
I presume you don't pretend I've treated you badly.
no.
I'm glad to hear it. Perhaps you're tired after the strain of the day. Will you have a glass of champagne?
No, thank you.
This has been coming on you for some days. I suppose it was natural for you to be anxious about the garden party, but that's all over now. There should be nothing more to worry about.
No, nothing more for you to worry about. Oh God, I wish I was dead.
Why? In heaven's name, why? Listen to me, Eliza. All this irration is purely subjective.
I don't understand. I'm too ignorant.
It's only imagination. Low spirits and nothing else. Nobody's hurting you. Nothing's wrong. You go to bed like a good girl and sleep it off. Have a little cry and say your prayers. That will make you comfortable.
I heard your prayers. Thank God it's all over.
Well, don't you thank God it's all over? Now you are free to do what you like.
What am I for it? What have you left me fit for? Where am I to go?
Yep.
What am I to do? What's to become of me?
Oh, that's what's worrying you? I shouldn't bother about it if I were you. I should imagine you won't have much difficulty in settling yourself somewhere or other, though I hadn't quite realized that you were going away. You might marry, you know. You see, Eliza, all men are not confirmed old bachelors like me and the Colonel. Most men are the marrying sort, poor devils, and you're not bad looking. It's quite a pleasure to look at you sometimes. Not now, of course, because you're crying and you look as ugly as the very devil. But when you're all right and quite yourself, you're what I should call attractive. That is, to the people in the marrying line, you understand. You go to bed and have a nice rest, and then get up and look at yourself in the glass, and you won't feel so cheap. Liza looks again at him, speechless, and does not stir. The look is quite lost on him. He eats his apple with a dreamy expression of happiness, as it is quite a good one. I dare say my mother could find some chap or other who would do very well.
We are above that at the corner of Tottenham Court Road.
What do you mean?
I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you've made me a lady of not I'm fit to sell anything. I wish you'd leave me where you found me.
Tosh, Liza, don't you insult human relations by dragging all this cant about buying and selling into it. You needn't marry the fellow if you don't like him.
What else am I to do?
Oh, lots of things. What about your old idea of a florist shop? Pickering could set you up in one. He's got lots of money. He'll have to pay for all of those togs you have been wearing today. And that, with the hire of the jewelry, will make you a big hole in 200 pounds. Why, 6 months ago, you would have thought it the millennium to have a flower shop of your own. Come, you'll be all right. I must clear off to bed. I'm devilish sleepy. By the way, I came down for something. I forgot what it was.
Your slippers.
Oh, yes, of course. You shied them at me.
Before you go, sir,
Eh?
do my clothes belong to you or to Colonel Pickering?
What the devil use would they be to Pickering?
He might want them for your next girl you pick up to experiment on.
Is that the way you feel toward us?
I don't want to hear anything more about that. All I want to know is whether anything belongs to me. My own clothes were burnt.
What does it matter? You need to start bothering about that in the middle of the night.
I want to know what I may take away with me. I don't want to be accused of stealing.
Stealing? You shouldn't have said that, Eliza. That shows the want of feeling.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Only a common ignorant girl, and in my station, I have to be careful. There can't be any feeling between the like of you and the like of me. Please, will you tell me what belongs to me and what doesn't?
You may take the whole damn houseful if you like, except the jewels. They're hired. Will that satisfy you?
Stop, please. Will you take these to your room and keep them safe? I don't want them to run the risk of their being missing.
Hand them over. If these belong to me instead of to the jeweler, I'd ram them down your ungrateful throat.
This ring isn't the jeweler's. It's the one you bought me in
Brighton.
Brighton.
Mhm.
I don't want it now.
And then she says,
Don't you hit me.
there you go. Hit you? You infamous creature. How dare you accuse me of such a thing? It is you who have hit me. You have wounded me to the heart.
I'm glad I've got a little of my own back. Anyhow,
You have caused me to lose my temper, a thing that has hardly happened ever before. I prefer to say nothing more tonight. I am going to bed.
you'd better leave a note for Miss Pierce about the coffee. She won't be told by me.
Damn Mrs. Pearson, damn the coffee, and damn you, and damn my own folly is having lavished my hard-earned knowledge and the treasure of my regard and intimacy on a heart-filled gutter snipe. Eliza smiles for the first time, expresses her feelings by a wild pantomime in which an imitation of Higgins' exit is confused with her own triumph, and finally goes down on her knees on the hearthrug to look for the ring. And that is the end of Act 4. So let's pause there. Thank you so much, Isis and Delilah, for reading. I really appreciate it. So the reason why, well, let's go this way. What happened, right? Write a summary. This is how you get your active participation for today. Write a summary of Act 4. As you do that, I'm going to take attendance. There are 56 people in this chat. We need to have 56 summary sentences of Act 4 in our chat. Thank you. Mr. McCabe, are you distracting my students again? Yeah, that's what I thought. Everyone should be writing in what happens in Act 4. What happens in Act 4?
Shout out to Elise. Shout out Abdul. I don't seem to be distracting them. Shout out Shailin.
All right. So the few people who have put summaries in, all right, we're getting a couple more. Remember, this is the way that you get active participation for today. We just read Act 4 out loud, the entire thing. You just got to tell me what happened. Christine, just tell me what happened since you came in. Okay, so many people are picking up on the fact that Liza's upset in this act, like really, really upset. So some of you are saying that she's upset because she found out about the bet. That isn't accurate. That's a misconception. Liza knew about the bet. So what is she so upset about? So Liza, Abdul, can you expand, please? You're on the right track. Tell me more. Liza is not upset about the bet. What is she upset about? There you go, Shylin. So Shylin says that he took her identity, right? Because she was this experiment, she's lost her sense of self, right? She's like, what am I supposed to do now? Where can I go? I don't fit in where I came from. I don't fit in here. I just wish that you had left me alone from the beginning, right? Exactly, Anna. Higgins used her to win the bet. Exactly. So we're going to be working with Act 4 all next week. I want to quickly go over, it's 9:24 and I want to finish up with a couple extra minutes. So the important thing for you to know is, one, that why Liza is really upset, right? Liza's really upset because she feels like she's been used, right? And she feels like she's been changed and now she doesn't know what to do. Additionally, the other thing you need to know is a logistical thing about your assignment for today. Because we worked really, really hard on the mid-unit assessments, I just tallied up the scores this morning. We got 91% of students to complete part 1 and 83% of students to complete part 2. So if you're one of the students that are keeping me away from 100%, I'm a little irritated with you right now. Take the mid-unit assessment, please, because I really want to get to 100%, like really bad. And I think we all do, right? To be able to say that we're doing something that most other classes can't do, that's pretty awesome. So I'm really proud of you all for the hard work on the mid-unit assessment. So I only gave you one question for today. It's just a check-in question to make sure that you understand what Act 4 is about, and then enjoy your weekend. We'll see what we can do if we get 100%, Kazi. I'm not sure. Mr. McCabe, do you want to chime in?
I will do any TikTok video. We will put a poll up. All 7th graders can vote. I will do any TikTok video out there.
Ooh, 100%. I will double up on that. I will do one as well.
Whatever you vote on.
So you get me 100%.
Say who the people are that are missing. Who are the people that are missing? Haley. You got to get Haley. Kiara Alexa did it yesterday. Haley.
Here, Alexa did half. She's got to do the other half.
Yes. Carlos.
Are you looking at my list? Do you want me to send it to you? I can't put it in the chat, but.
No, I'm just thinking about it.
So let me see who else is in here. Let's see who else we can grab.
Christine, that is not whack at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Nate, what's your question?
I don't know what that means, Christine. I'm an adult.
Nah, for the short response, like, do we just have to put one evidence or two?
2 evidence, honey. Kaya, you make sure that I get 100% and you will not be disappointed. I promise you.
Yo, Kaya, it is so good to see you. It was worth getting in trouble in this class.
Wait, do I actually get to see Kaya's face?
Yeah.
Kaya.
That's why I got in trouble. The whole crew here. Liani, I didn't even see you there. That's my fault. Otherwise, I definitely would have put you in.
All right. I love you all so much. Go to social studies. Kaya, you need to respond to my emails because I miss you, girl. Jeez Louise.
It is my fault, Liani. I agree with that.